Hello everybody, today I have a really exciting video, a video that has been requested by many of you. Today I'm going to show you everything that I made myself during my first year of sewing. As you can see, it ended up being quite a big closet. The first two pieces that I wanted to show you is this gingham set. I have been wanting to make a gingham set forever, but I never found the right fabric. I was looking to get a linen fabric for a long time, but I didn't find anything that I like. I ended up finding this beautiful fabric in 100% cotton. The top is the cami top from Loveless Jamie. I did it in a size 2. By measurement, I was supposed to be size 4, but looking at the reviews on Etsy, they say that it runs a bit large, so I sized it down and it was perfect. The top is lined. I cropped it a little bit because I'm petite and usually patterns tend to be for taller people. The fit is perfect. It's super comfortable. I'm super excited because usually I wear white or black clothes, so bringing some color with this set is something that I have been loving this summer. The pants are the Pomona pants. I have done these pants twice already. Next time I will make the crotch a bit higher because again I have to adjust the pattern because I'm petite. This pattern, it was supposed to be for someone that is 10 centimeters taller than me, so I just cut the length. I also cut the crotch a little bit by 1.5 centimeters. Next time I will probably add half a centimeter more. It works perfect, but it would be nice to not have this crotch so tight. The next adjustment that I did to the pattern was to move the pocket on the back a little bit to the center, because the original pattern has this pocket a bit on the outside and it look kind of weird. That's all I did. I love this pattern because it's super easy to make, it's super fast, and I believe it is super flattering. I did the view A for the pants, which is the crop version. They also have like a wide leg version that I might do in the future. This is the next piece. I ended up ordering a bit more fabric than I originally needed. These are some self-drafted shorts, which I have been using a lot this summer. The next piece that I made this summer that I recently finished is this crop top that I knitted. It is the June top from Petite Knit. I used the Isager Trio yarn. The armholes ended up looking quite bad because this yarn is super stiff and it doesn't stretch, so the armhole was super big and it didn't have a nice shape. So when picking the stitches, the pattern said to pick one stitch every stitch that you found, and what I had to do instead to make the armhole smaller and more tight was to pick 2 stitches every 3 stitches in the pattern. I made the top a bit shorter because I was looking to have it as a crop top, and I'm quite happy. The next set, it is this set that I also self-drafted. The pants are the same pattern that I use for the gingham set. You can wear the sleeves a bit loose like this and longer, or you could just give some more volume and wear it shorter. I found this beautiful cotton voile fabric that I originally bought to make some of my scarves, but because I love it so much, I decided to buy some extra fabric to make this summer set. I'm already working in my next drop of scarves and scrunchies, but because summer got really hot, I had to stop working in my sewing studio because temperatures were extremely high. It can reach the almost 50 Celsius degrees because it is kind of like a greenhouse. So that's why I haven't been able to launch anything yet, but the production is almost finished. Hopefully by September I'm able to finish everything and launch it as soon as possible. It is lightweight but not transparent, which it was what I like about this fabric, because it feels super nice in your skin. At the same time, it looks really elegant. I would like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for creatives and entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. I have been using Squarespace myself for 10 years. Squarespace is an amazing all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. They have all the tools you need to create a beautiful website or blog, which has been super helpful to me. You can easily engage with your audience and sell anything from products to content to time. They recently came out with Squarespace AI, which is a built-in AI tool to create your website just in a few clicks. Their interactive design system transforms basic information about your brand or business into an elevated online presence matched to your profile and aesthetic. If you are new to Squarespace, you can go to squarespace.com and try for free. And when you are ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/EugeniaDiaz to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. The next outfit that I have been wearing a lot lately is this one. I have been loving it. I wanted to have a vest like this one forever and I couldn't find anything last year. So this year, when I found that Petite Knit had a pattern for something similar, I was really excited. This is the Magi vest from Petite Knit. I use the yarn from Wool Dreamers. It's the sauna yarn in the color Oseta. I shortened the length of it to make it a bit more crop. I wasn't sure because the yarn is a mixture of cotton and wool. The experience that I had with the yarn that I used that was cotton and wool was that it was quite itchy during the summer, but for some reason this one doesn't feel itchy at all. I used these darker colors for the buttons. They are horn buttons. The pants are the bisque trousers from Vivia Xiao Shen. I wanted to make these pants forever, but for some reason I thought that the pattern was going to be super intricate, which ended up being easy to make. I shortened the crotch as well, around 2 centimeters or so, because I saw that for some people it was extremely high-waisted and it didn't look nice on the back. But when I had to fold the waist of it, it would have been nicer to have it longer. I was able to fix the mistake that I made in the inside using this bias tape. This way I didn't have to use even more fabric to fold it when sewing the waist. For next time I will probably just add a centimeter more to the crotch. I usually have to make these changes from the original pattern because they are designed for someone that is 167 centimeters and I'm 157 centimeters. I decided to make a size 2 even though by measurement I was size 4, because I was size 4 from my hips but size 2 from my waist. It ended up being the right choice because otherwise the pants will be too baggy and too big for me. I use a black linen fabric that I got from a French store called Cousette. I'm going to leave all the links below for the fabrics and yarns that I use and also for the patterns if they are still available. Originally I wanted to make a matching set and I made this top which has side ties. It is the side top from Aura. It is completely lined. It looks really beautiful once that it is finished. With the fabric that I have left from the other project, I ended up making this bralette. I actually love way more this combination than the pants with the other top. It is really summery. The pattern is an Instagram tutorial from Stitch Beach. Even though my original idea was to make these pants with the other crop top, I ended up liking this set better. The next set is this shirt and pants. I wanted to make a matchy set of a shirt and some pants for summer. It's 100% cotton. It is not super lightweight and not super thick. The shirt is the minimalist shirt from Tropical Research on Etsy. The pants are also from the same designer, are the lacy pants. The pants are extremely elasticated and super wide. I have to use the cord to close them. It was my first time making a shirt and I was quite nervous, but the pattern is super well explained and I believe it is totally doable for a beginner. The designer is called Tobias and he also has a YouTube tutorial, so he guides you through the process of making the shirt and the pants. The pants are super easy. I'm super happy with the result and it's super comfy. I actually made these pants also for Pepe during the winter using a black flannel fabric, which was extremely cozy for him. The next thing that I made was these shorts. They have some mistakes which are really noticeable because the only mistake that I had happened in here, which was really a bummer, but you can still use the pants. This is the pants number 1 by my favorite things knitwear yarn from Sadness Garn. This is a yarn that is composed of cotton and wool. It is quite itchy, so I was hoping that I could wear this more during summer. The pants look much better with a white shirt. This shirt is the zero waste from Birgitta Emerson. I use a white crinkle cotton fabric from Merchant and Mill. It was a Japanese fabric that they had last year. It is super comfy, it feels really good on your skin and is super fresh for summer time. Originally I made this shirt to match these pants, which are the zero waist block pant also from Birgitta Emerson. I ended up wearing way more the pants than the shirt and they kind of change color. This one looks a bit darker than the shirt, but I'm not sure if you are able to see it through the camera. The pants are extremely comfy. They are super wide, which I'm not used to it, but I love the fit of it. The mixture of the pattern with the fit of the pants and the fabric ended up being a win-win combination, and I find myself wearing these pants a lot during warmer days. The pattern is super easy to follow. You don't have to print anything, which was super convenient when I started sewing. I think that the shirt is more comfortable and looks better and wears better more as a jacket than as a shirt, because as a shirt it kind of moves towards your back and I find myself pulling the shirt all the time to the front. But if you wear it with something under it and as a jacket, I will say that looks super nice for a summer outfit. Another thing that I also made during this first year is this sleepover. It is the Friday sleepover from Petite Knit. I used the Knitting for Olive merino and silk mohair in the color Nordic Beach and Oatmeal. I wanted to have a sleeveless top knitted and also crop, and I kind of like it. The only problem is that the silk mohair from Knitting for Olive is quite itchy, and I thought that was something normal from mohair wool, but I recently find out that good quality mohair shouldn't be itchy, so I'm going to experiment with a new brand that I found through a store that I buy every once in a while wool from. The next pattern is the zero waist gathered dress from Birgitta Emerson. This was the first thing that I did during my first year of sewing. It was a super nice pattern to make. Instructions were super clear. I kind of fell in love with sewing. It has side pockets. The fit of it is really good. It's extremely roomy, super versatile. You could wear it as an outer layer, wearing pants and a top under it, and it will look really nice as well. The next piece that I did this year is this dress. It is the Babel Frog from Lydia Naomi Studio. It is a really nice dress, super summery and super elegant. The size that I chose based on my measurements, it is a bit big because the bust should be tighter. The original pattern has an invisible zipper on the back, but because I kind of realized that the dress was going to be more roomy and I didn't have an invisible zipper in this color and I wanted to finish the dress, I ended up putting the back strap, and I think it looks pretty good. The next pieces are Vicky Sauce pattern. It is the Georgia top and the Sirena skirt. I ended up changing the top because originally the top has some balloon sleeves. It looked really beautiful in the pictures, but when I started sewing the top, I realized that maybe for summer this fabric with this pattern was going to be too hot, so I ended up removing the sleeves, which I believe was what made the top more beautiful. It has these straps on the back and these long straps on the front. This is made with linen fabric, which is quite stiff. I might change the strap on the front and just use an elastic, which will make this look a bit more neat and minimal without having these straps. The skirt was really fun to make. It is shirred and has this opening on the front, which I think is quite flattering. It was my first time doing shirring, and I actually had to reinforce the top a little bit with an elastic because for some reason the shirring in my sewing machine is not too tight, but it ended up being a nice project to test their patterns. I actually bought a few patterns on a sale. I'm looking forward to start making more of them. The next set and the last one is this one that I made a few months ago. It is the Pomona pants again and the bralette that I just showed you in the black linen. This is the first version that I made of them. The fabric that I use for the set, it is a cotton gabardine fabric from a French brand. It feels extremely luxurious, super elegant. Pepe loved it so much that I ended up buying a black fabric from them as well, from this cotton gabardine fabric, to make him some pants and a jacket, but I pushed that project for the end of the summer because I knew that by the time the fabric arrived it was going to be too hot for him to wear it, so I just did a few projects for myself. The last piece is the cloud sweater from Petit Knit. I made it using heavy merino wool and silk mohair yarn from Knitting for Olive. Again, because of the mohair, it feels a bit itchy if you don't wear any shirt under it, but hopefully that's something that I'm able to change in the future, changing the yarn that I use for the mohair. It is a really nice pattern. I shortened the length of it just to fit my taste. I really like the boxy fit of it and all these finished details on the edges as well. I hope you were able to find some inspiration during this video. Sewing and knitting has been my therapy during this past year. I was able to explore my creativity, learn new skills and learn along the process to slow down, to enjoy the process instead of rushing to the finish line, to see the piece of cloth that I was making finished like it happened years ago when I was doing a project, because I was always busy and rushing, so I never really enjoy making the things that I was doing. And that it's something that I learned this year. So I hope that in some way, if you would like to start sewing or knitting, you get the courage to do it, because all the pieces that I show you are beginner friendly. Nowadays with YouTube there are a lot of tutorials and videos from people helping, teaching all the steps that you might have doubts about, like it happened to me. Thank you all so much for staying with me, and I will see you in the next one.